What's up everybody, my name is JR, aka Sinister Camaro. Welcome to another video. Today I've got my good friend Jimmy here because we're going to give it some reactions. So we haven't had any reactions of the new car yet and he wanted to test it out, so that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to give you a full in-depth review of what I think about the car because now we've hit 1,000 miles on it and we even got it nice and cleaned up for you guys. So I hope you enjoyed today's video, but as you can see, we spent all last night getting this thing clean. 1,000 miles. We didn't wash it once, but we actually took the foam can to it last night and took care of that. So she looks very nice, at least for right now, because we all know that 2 minutes down the road it's gonna get dirty again. But we're gonna have a little bit of fun and see what we can do. We're a little tired and we've ridden on the SS for all afternoon, so we're ready to get in here. I've been telling this guy the whole entire time that I now know why that thing is called super slow, because it really, even with the heads in the cam, when you drive this ZL1, it's a completely different story, I'm telling you. I'm gonna strap up the GoPro to the windshield so you can see both of us in there. I don't know how the audio is gonna be, but we're gonna find that out. I'm gonna also see if I can play around with the PDR on there so I can get you that first person experience on the road and show you what it looks like and all that good stuff. So sit back, relax, enjoy, and welcome to the channel if this is your first time. Hope to see you here more often. So yeah, we're gonna jump in here and see what she's all about. We're going to interrupt this video for a special announcement from our sponsors. They've been a huge help to this channel and I thank them every single day for the awesome products that they give you guys and for you guys buying them, because without you guys doing that, our channel would not be supported like it is right now. So thank you guys so much for everything that you've done so far. So today's video has been sponsored by Manscaped. That's right, Lawnmower 3.0. It's the best shave that you can possibly get. I mean, you got an LED light so you can do in the dark if you need to. It's got that quiet sense technology so you don't wake the baby at night. And of course, you can even do it in the shower. That's right, it's waterproof in the shower. So don't forget to use our code Camaro. You'll see it down below and in the description, all that good stuff. But use that code, use that link. Trust me, get yourself one of these. Get yourself an ear, nose trimmer. They even have a special kit, a 4-piece kit with like nail trimmers and nail files. Everything that you need to stay tip-top at your best. Look at this nice shirt. Fits very well. I love it. What about underwear? They got that too. There's so many things. They care about you guys so very much. That's why they're giving us a 20% off plus free shipping code. So use Camaro, save yourself some money, and get yourself the best product on the market. Because trust me, this is wife approved. Make sure, don't let yourself go in this regard. Makes yourself feel so much better, and your significant other tings so too. So thank you everyone at Manscaped for sponsoring this video. Let's get back to it. All right, here we go. First start up inside. And we're gonna have the windows up, just a heads up. Now this feels like home. The SS did not feel quite this nice. I felt like I was on a spaceship or a boat. So I feel like this does a whole lot better. Let me turn the music down so we don't get copyright. Let's see. So it thinks that we're not cool or hot, so they don't turn on the seat warmers and coolers for the seats. Let me tell you, that's a luxury I never thought I'd like. Love that. I've tried out the steering wheel warmers for the first time when it was cold, and they work really well, really fast. I've never had something like that before, so that's been fun. The back seat's still useless, charger's still useless. I'm still enjoying my rear view mirror because it's a camera.
One thing I can say, dude, the seats definitely hug you in here compared to the SS.
So these are the, everybody out there probably already knows because you already have one, but these Recaro seats, a whole lot different than the SS. The leather slides you around because of the chemicals and stuff I use to clean them for shows. But not only that, but just the seat itself doesn't really hold you into place. I'm hoping this camera view can like really show you the bumpiness that we have here. Because even though we lowered the other car about 1.5 inches, this car is super bumpy. Because the track car, track suspension, all that stuff. But regardless of how the roads feel, it still feels a whole lot smoother. It's a lot quieter, especially because the cam and head work's not been done to this yet. But the ride's a lot smoother as far as actually getting out there. There's some Supercharger whine for you guys. Again, windows are going to stay up for this just because the audio. I want to make sure that you guys can hear me. This is the first time trying out the GoPro inside the car, so I hope you guys enjoy it. But the overall feel, the construction of the interior, I feel like this premium model with the Alcantara, the stitching, everything's in the right place. I feel like I spec'd that out perfectly on that, and it just feels like it's meant to be here. There's no like open spaces where I feel like there's stuff that needs to be redone or anything like that. So I feel like the interior is just about like 99% the way I want it. The motor, I've been tweaking around with the whole like exhaust setup, engine sound. You can actually tweak that in the infotainment center. But I actually pulled the fuse on it because you'll see that in another video. We pulled the fuse. I want to see if it really does anything if you pull a certain fuse to keep the flaps open, because apparently some people said that. Because they said at certain speeds the flap actually does close a little bit even though you're in track or sport mode. So I want to test that theory out in another video. The sound is very relaxed. I'm gonna say it's relaxed because I mean it's a stock car. But for a stock car, this exhaust sounds perfect. It's not too loud sometimes, but when you really want to open it up, it's loud. And it could be louder. I'm definitely gonna make it louder. The great thing about it is that I can put it in manual mode and I can use the paddle shifters. And usually you have to have some kind of tune of some kind to do the pops and crackles that you're used to. But with this car, you don't have to do that. With the transmission the way it is, it's very responsive. It goes into the next gear. I don't have that lag like I do in the SS. Because like when using the paddle shifters in the SS on the 5th gen model, it leaves a lot to be desired. There's a lot of like hucking and bucking and waiting for the next gear to come in, the lower gear. But with this, it's like instant. It's like on it. I love the automatic 10-speed on this, even though I get a lot of hate on it because it's not a manual. Let me tell you, this car can get up and go. I've gotten into it a couple times just to see what it can do to kind of learn what the car is all about. And I can promise you that this car is not no slouch when it comes to power. Even though you have 650 to the crank, you're still looking about 540, 550 to the wheels. And I'm just telling you, that supercharger, that boost comes right in there. It's gonna hit you in the face. If you have traction control off and you're not ready for it, this car will take off into the trees. So you've got to be very prepared and basically take care of this machine. Get to learn it first. Go out in an open area, like a blank area where there's nobody out there, that nobody can get in the way, that nobody can pull out in front of you, and kind of like test it out to see what you can handle. Go out to a racetrack would be the best spot. But basically, the performance is there. It hits. I'm still getting used to it, but I feel like once we get into that high horsepower range that we're going for, we're gonna be taken to the track and we'll be pros with controlling this car. So the suspension's stiff, very responsive, transmission, the power's there. I feel like with those regards alone, this car is well worth the money if you're into a performance car. If you're looking for like something that is for a daily driver or for something around town, go for an SS or even a basic ZL1 model. There's nothing wrong with those at all. They still have the performance that you need and want and desire and the looks that you want. If you really want track oriented, go for the 1LE model. It will not disappoint. It's so much fun and I love everything about it so far. So while I've been yammering on, what do you think about the ride so far compared to the SS?
Man, honestly, it's more comfortable seat-wise, definitely. Far as in like the ride, it's definitely rides rough. The suspension's definitely stiff. You can tell. You can definitely tell this is a track car. Other than that, I love it. I still don't see what you're talking about. The SS is slower though. Like you sleeping on the SS. That's still my baby. I don't care no more.
Like this thing is glued to the road. Wherever you go, the no turns you make, you feel like you're planted there. You can go twice the speed that you possibly could on the SS. Well, at least on my 5th gen SS. I mean, I know I got 22s and skinny tires on it, but this thing has a lower center of gravity and the tires just hook. And we still have the track tires on this. I plan on upgrading them at some point to the street tires so I can drive this in the rain, because I would not recommend driving this in the rain. It is very loose. It's like a racing slick, so you don't have very much surface when you're driving through water to to basically keep the car on the road. So if you do buy a car like this, if you do get the ZL1 1LE, make sure the first thing that you do is upgrade those wheels, because they pick up a lot of pebbles, and I've already gotten a couple of spots on my paint missing because of little rock chips here and there. But that's highly recommended. I would definitely recommend doing that. Sight visibility and stuff like that. It's a Camaro, it's a sports car. You can't see out of it. I couldn't see out of the 5th gen. But the extra camera, rear view camera, and license plate mounted camera for your backing up and all that, definitely get one of those. I highly recommend, because I mean, they have a lot of blind spots, as you can see behind me, the pillars behind me, the pillars up front here. It's hard to see people, so that definitely does help a lot. And they actually have tech involved where if you like live on a hill like I do, it actually has automatic tilting side mirrors that you can enable, so that when you go to reverse, they will automatically flip down so you can see down that hill. That's something I had to manually do in my other car, and I really didn't enjoy doing that every month. I just kind of got into rhythm. The fact that this automatically does that is great. The seat warmers, the cooling seats, automatically, if you feel like you're getting too hot or too cold, it automatically turns on for you. And also, the tech-wise, the car actually has wireless CarPlay. Now, the other cars had CarPlay in them too, but wireless means you don't have to connect it. It knows your phone, it knows what you want to do with it, so it sets up everything for you, and it's just an extra luxury that I didn't think I'd know I'd had before. So here, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna crack the windows just a little bit. So if you hear a little distortion, I apologize. I'm gonna crack the windows a little bit. I'm gonna give you a little taste of the pops and crackles that I can do in almost any gear on this car just by putting it in manual and using the paddle shifters.
I heard some popcorn when you was downshifting a few seconds ago.
It's just a little baby. So windows are cracked. We're gonna see. I'm waiting for a couple cars to go by. Like I said, I don't want to do this endangering anybody, so I'm gonna make sure that the road is clear. I like this gear a lot. We get it up to RPMs. Alright, that was kind of sad. I hear a little bit. Let's see if I can get it lowered. So I hope you can hear that in camera. Let's see if I can do it again with the windows up.
Might take it out 2 times.
There we go. That's a good one. But that's stock. That's no tune. That's no motor work. There's no cold air intake. There's nothing. And this thing pops and crackles like crazy. So if you're into that, the car is already equipped for it. You don't need to do anything. I know that some of the younger style people that like that. I've seen some of the older gentlemen that like that. But that's the cool part about this car that I like. I never thought I'd be into pops and crackles and stuff, but being that it's a stock car, it's pretty cool. That's just another one of the things I like about it. The car looks so aggressive. The paint, it's a Chevy, so expect the paint to be a little weak, so make sure to get you some clear bra or something like that on the front, because I've already got one chip spot on the front. I've got one on each door. Like, these tires really love to fling up pebbles and stuff on the side of the car. Once we get this wrapped, I won't worry about it anymore. I won't worry about cleaning it really, because it might be so busy that it won't even look dirty. But everything about this car so far, I love it. I mean, I love it so much that I would even say that I would drive this more than the SS. The SS is an attention getter. It has a lot of like neat stuff about it that people like really like see, and it pops in their mind and stuff. But this car, just the raw power that this thing has, it's nuts.
Is there a launch mode on this car?
Yes, there is. It's not very good. So launch mode, it does have one, but I've seen videos. It doesn't hook that great because this car is really not made for launching. it's made for track. It's made for keeping up with speeds and everything. I've noticed that the supercharger will get overheated if it's under a lot of stress for a couple laps. Gas mileage, oh my god, it's terrible. But a lot of fun. I imagine we might not have to mess with injectors. I'm not sure if we're gonna have to on this. I know we didn't on the SS yet, but if we do, that's gonna really kill our gas mileage. If we have to make a bigger fuel pump or a secondary, it's gonna really hurt our gas mileage. But you know, that's what you get when you have a race car, sports car, or anything you have like high horsepower. You're gonna have that. So keep that in mind. I mean, if you're worried about gas mileage, don't modify it. Just keep it the way it is. I mean, it's got plenty of power as it is. You don't even have to modify it at all. It's a great car all around. Just watch out for track mode as far as turning off the stability track and all that, because like I said, you get into it, it's gonna hook left or it's gonna hook right, and you need to know what to do with that. So make sure you're trained yourself on how to handle that kind of power. All right, so I gotta ask, are you ready for your first official launch?
Yes.
What's the fastest car you ever been in? Like horsepower wise?
Been in or driven?
Been in.
This right here.
Okay. You're gonna get hit, I'm telling you. I've tried warning him for the past few days. I'm like, don't get in this car, because what you're gonna do is you wanna go buy one, I'm telling you.
So, Jared's motivated me to actually go after something.
Yep.
So, after he purchased this, I was like, you know what? I'm part of the Sinister Army. I got to do something to show that I'm part of the Sinister Army. So I began to look. I said, you know what? I want a C6 ZR1. Started looking at those prices. Like, yeah. I said, paying those ZR1 prices, I might as well go ahead and go buy a Hellcat. As you guys know, everybody has a Hellcat. They're very easy to spot. So I'm like, all right, so what's the next thing that I can buy supercharged out of the factory that's going to compare? So then I started looking at CTSVs and which ones to get. The V1 CTSV I really don't like too much. They're not supercharged either. So then the V3 CTSVs, there's equivalent to this. They're still what? They're still running LS8s or LT4s?
I don't even know anymore.
But I think they're doing LT4s and the ZTSVs, V3s now. But then the price tags are ridiculous. So I was like, you know what? I narrowed it down to the CTSV V2. So hopefully within the next year or so, that's gonna be my next big purchase, because like I want to show that I'm part of this Sinister Army.
That's right. So hype him up in chat, man. Just let him know he's got it. We gotta work on financials, like credit scores, all that stuff. We gotta work on, because these cars are not cheap, and some of them are. I mean, these days you are, but if you want like new kind of stuff, you gotta have that stuff right, because that if you don't, you're paying $1,200 a month on a 7-month deal or a 7-year deal from the dealership, and you don't want that. So get that stuff right before you go out and buy this stuff. I know it's exciting and everything, but trust me, it makes you feel a whole lot better when you have all that stuff squared away and your dealer's just like, yeah, I'll prove you for anything. So,
and that's exactly why I'm waiting a year.
Yeah. So don't worry, we're gonna give it a year. We're gonna see if he comes back with it. If he doesn't, it doesn't matter. We'll give it another year, because this stuff takes time. Don't rush it. But we'll get him out there. We're gonna have a whole bunch of you guys, a whole bunch of like fun cars. We'll go out to the track, just have fun with it. All right, so you ready?
Ready.
All right. So this is gonna be a 40 roll. So here we go. Nothing. So with this car, I found out that I think if you hold the left paddle shifter, the downshift paddle shifter, for like 3 seconds, it actually goes into the lowest gear that you possibly can before it will deny you, because of course you got too high of RPMs. So if you're in a race or anything like that, like at a track or something, and you're doing a roll race or anything like that, and you need to be like a 30-mile-per-hour roll, do that and you'll get a harder hit off of it. I didn't do that on that pull, but we're gonna do that in just a second and see if it's any better.
I was feeling it in my stomach a little bit.
Yeah, that slams you back.
God.
All right, so here we go, holding it down. It's got me in second gear. Ready? Go.
She trying to speed up.
Yeah.
I see why you say what you say about the Camaro. I see why you say that about the SS.
It just launches you. It just launches you back in the seat and you feel
And
it.
you cannot beat that feeling, period.
If I can, the SS, I can take traction control off, I can do the stability track off, and I can handle the power just fine. This car wants to get out so bad, and that power from the supercharger hits so hard that that back end just fishtails just trying to go straight. So the amount of power that this has already is crazy. I love it. It's awesome.
I tell you what, that getting thrown back in the seat is addictive.
I was just rolling into it.
What?
I rolled into it. Like when I went the first time, it redlined and just stuck there. It wouldn't change to the next gear. So I let off of it, changed the gear, and I got back into it. Like, and then I like rolled into it, and then I got on it. But I'm telling you, man, this thing is no joke.
Jeez. This car is addictive.
Love this thing.
This car is addictive.
It's not the loudest. I can't rev at people like I want to, like I could with the SS, which sucks right now. But at the same time, like, gone. Love it. Those pops, man. Those pops. I got those pops to work on the SS when I would go like above 70 miles an hour on the VIR racing track, the Virginia International Raceway. We'll be out there this year. Just heads up if anybody's going to be out there to check us out.
When is it going to be?
I think they have one in spring and the fall. But this car is going to be so much fun to drive on that track. I can't wait. But doing the SS, trying to do the pops and crackles, I never even knew that car could do that because I never tuned it to do it. But apparently if you get above like 70 miles an hour and you're really pounding it a lot, when you start to go into like curves and let off the gas, and it does the same thing this does, and kind of like tries to flutter down to the lower gear, it pops and crackles just like that too. And you'll hear that in the video that we had when we actually went to the track. I'll leave the thumbnail right here, but go check that video out. It's a whole day of us just having fun with the SS, learning the track and all that stuff. But whole lot of fun, and I recommend anybody out there to do it. Anybody get out there on the track with anything you want. Just don't slow anybody up, because if you do, they get mad at you. Just heads up.
This car's addictive.
But look at that camera. No, look at here.
Oh.
Look at that thing.
Well, there's a thing for the things Jimmy do moment right there.
Look left. Where? I'm telling you, people have to experience and drive it. Now, these cars you can't really get. You can get the basic ZL1s people trade in, but the 1LEs are like really hard to find. You have to be in like Camaro groups and stuff to even find cars like this. So if you want to test drive, you have to find a really good dealer that will actually let you do that, because otherwise they're not even gonna let you test drive. I mean, this car is just so much fun. So all the aero that this does affect your top speed. I knew this going into it. I'm not trying to be a top speed person. I'm not trying to do the mile airport attack or anything like that. If I did, I would take off the wing and I would take off the aero, the canards in the front, the diplanes. But I'm not looking to do that right now. If you're looking for like top speeds kind of stuff, go for the basic ZL1 model, because that doesn't have the aero this has, and trust me, it is a rocket. I've heard people getting up to like 170, 180 at Charlotte Motor Speedway easy on those things. So if you're looking for like top speed stuff, you're not really care about track, go for the basic ZL1. If you're looking for more track and you don't have a lot of money, the SS 1LE would be a great fit for you. But if you really want the full track experience with a lot of power, I highly recommend the ZL1 1LE without a doubt in my mind. Now, you can get them cheaper than $80,000 like I paid, easy. I just wanted brand new, so I got spec'd out the way I wanted. But I've seen a few of them go for like 65, 70, some even the 75,000. It just depends on the miles that they have on them and all that good stuff. But I highly recommend this car more than anything. Now, since you've been in here, we've done a couple things with it. All right, what do you think about it?
Love it, bro. Yo, And if I could, I'd buy one right now. If I hit the lottery, I'd buy one right now. But this car here is amazing. I see why you love it. You still shouldn't talk about your headsets like that. That's still a baby. But I understand why. This car, like I said, once you get thrown back into that seat, there's no going back.
Because I've had him, we've done the complete stops from takeoff. It spins. It's a whole lot of fun. We've done a bunch of revving and stuff. It's a lot of fun. But like getting into it, you saw this when we were picking this car up. We took the dealership person, the salesman with us on the SS to kind of show him what this car was all about. So we got on the on-ramp and we tried to get up to speed and everything. That car, it feels boring just sitting there. Like, I don't know if I've just gotten used to it or what, but it just felt boring. But when I got this car and actually got to drive it, oh my God, it's a whole different story. Just be careful with it, know what you're doing. Like I said, if you have a really good open, like backcountry road that you know like the back of your hand and nobody's around, I mean, get to know your car, get to know how it works and how it feels, get to know that power. Don't be doing it on the street in the middle of the city, cut it sideways and hit a light pole and turn into a meme. I'm telling you, do the responsible thing. Even the best thing you could possibly do is take it to a track. Have a professional train you to do it, or just go out there and have some fun and just see what it can do. But anyway, be very safe. I don't condone any kind of like street racing or anything like that, but please be safe when you're working with these cars. Regardless, if you think you can handle it, you know you can handle it. All it takes is one split second and you're in that ditch or a tree. So just be careful with that. That's gonna be all for this video. My battery's about to run out on the GoPro. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you do, please leave a like. If there's any kind of videos you want to see of this car, please let us know. We'll be going to the track this summer, possibly very soon, meeting up with a couple other Camaro friends that actually track their cars a lot and getting some pointers and everything on it. If we do any kind of installs, I'll take you guys with me and show you the whole process and everything. But thank you guys for joining me. I hope you guys have a great day. Just remember you're awesome, and don't forget, always remember, stay sinister.
Perfect.